Hello everyone. Try to be by the window. Be kind of wintry look. I was gonna make two videos, but this one I want to talk about the whole thing with gender equality and labels put on people, and just something I want to address just to my viewers and just in general that I have thoughts about. And I just want to just address things that this is my belief system. Um, we all have different beliefs on different things, which is fine. I just want to get my opinion out and just address it because it's not really talked about. So, and a friend of mine mentioned in her video. So, I was just gonna do a video about what my thoughts are on the whole gender equality and labels put on people and such and such. First of all, a lot of people in the world thinks that if you're a boy, you represent with blue, or if you're a girl, you represent with pink. Um, but now in the world, we're getting more and more. You know, things are being put on labels, and it's fine if you believe a certain way, but I just think people need to realize things are changing. And, there's the right and left side, and people think that just because things are changing, that it's okay to be upset or it's okay to put down others just because they believe a certain way. But my biggest thing, and it's really hard when you're from a different family and the way you grow up and stuff, um, and how you view the world and how you view gender or transgender. Um, and I feel like more and more I am an advocate for these people because, if if no one's going to be their support team, if no one's going to be there to understand them, then we've lost our point of how we're going to be an impact to people and how we're going to create a better atmosphere and a better world. And I'm not saying if you believe something strongly, you should just go with the crowd or you should go with everybody's opinion, but I feel like there has to be a common respect. And I mentioned this in my other videos. There needs to be respect, whether you believe this person or whether you disagree. And one thing I want to address too, and I see it more and more, not not people in particular, but I see a lot of people generalizing, young children and how they're being raised. Now, if you're a parent, raise your kids the way you want, but I just feel like, there's nothing wrong with a boy discovering things and curious because at a point age, kids are curious about makeup or cutting their hair. And, I know me and my sister have talked about this, but kids are going to do what they're going to do to find things, to find out why is this okay and why is this not okay and such like that. But like, I feel like a lot of people shame people just because they express themselves in an odd way that we don't understand. I don't mean we have to accept it if that's our child, but I feel like if a child, especially a boy, if they want to be a dancer or belly dancer, because I seen a video the other day where this kid, he literally got whooped, beaten from his father because he believed that he wanted to be a belly dancer. He wanted to dance. And people look at that like, oh, he's gay or he's weird or there's something not right. But if he's happy and he's expressing himself, just let him express himself. Or boys nowadays, if they associate with pink, we think it's weird. But what if that's them? You know, it's really hard nowadays. You know, you see things that you disagree, and it's hard for me too. So you who think this, you know, you're not alone. You know, it's hard to look at changes happening and accepting it. But the thing is, it's not about accepting people. It's about having a common respect for them and love them. Because I'm sure one of these days, if I have kids, you know, I'm going to look at my kids and like, why are you into that? Or why does that fancy your fan or something? You know, I'm sure parents have experienced that, you that are parents. But I just feel like it doesn't matter if it's pink or blue. I just feel like everyone needs to come together on how things are. And yes, if you're a girl, you should play with girly stuff and toys. But I feel like if you are a girl and you want to experience things that boys experience, like boy toys or video games, I don't think there's wrong in that or any harm. Because my thing is, and I've discovered this more and more, and especially my boyfriend, we've talked about this stuff, and people that I've known, you know, if you're not hurting anyone and you have a love for something or you have a passion for something, you shouldn't just avoid it. I feel like a lot of people grow up where they can't express themselves. And you know, I admit, like, when I grew up in my Christian family, I couldn't really express some things. Like, I felt like a lot of things, you know, I really couldn't be giddy and childlike. I know that sounds weird to some of you, but, like, I couldn't really express myself the way I really wanted to. And I just feel like, you know, we shame people, especially boys, if they want to play with girl things. But the thing is, and I'll close with this video, is if you haven't noticed by now, you know, my videos I talk about, we have a masculine side and a feminine side. All of us are born with chromosome, not only just female chromosome, but male chromosome. And some people, there are people out there who are actually born with more female chromosomes than male. So it's like a lot of people who come across as feminine and they're boys, it's not that they're gay, it's just they have more of the feminine side about them. And that doesn't mean, you know, they can be a masculine slash feminist, not feminist, but like express themselves the way they feel like it. And it's like a lot of people look people down for being boyish, but yet a little kind of feminine. But it's like, if that's you, express it. You know, if people don't accept you, then that's really on them. And it's like, there are some friends, and like years ago I met a girl, she was a lesbian. But it's like, if it wasn't for my friend, you know, I wouldn't have learned some of the stuff that I've learned. And I've grown to accept people and love people because, you know, they're just normal people. They're not like weird people. Like, you know, people put a name on, you know, the LGBT community, but they're just normal people that just want to be loved and accepted. But we just look at them as they're just indifferent, which I never really understood that. They're just people. So I just feel like, you know, with the whole gender equality, and I've come to be an advocate for those type of people, I just feel like it's important, you know, whether it's something we disagree, whether it's something that we agree or not, agree to disagree, I just feel like we need to get out of our comfort zone and understand that the world is different. The world isn't like it was back in the 60s. And, you know, more and more people are coming out of the closet, per se, and expressing who they are. But I just feel like, you know, people look at them as indifferent, or then they start accusing them and judging them of things that the Bible says. But it's like, yeah, God is a God of love and a God of judgment, but I think a lot of people got things twisted up when it comes to that. That, you know, when it comes to the LGBT community, it's not about burning them and torturing them, it's about loving them. And I feel like people miss the point when it comes to that. All they're worried about is executing people and judgment and fear. They're trying to bring fear into the world and love. So anyways, those are my thoughts on gender equality and just the whole labeling thing. We shouldn't be labeling people just because they're a boy and they want to, have a pink school box for lunch or something that they bring to school. I just feel like, people look at, oh, boy likes pink. But one thing I heard a while back, like years ago, and I was kind of shocked, is back in, I think, the 1800s, the person that came up with the color pink, or like people that used to wear pink a lot, was men. It used to be back in those days, it used to be a thing where men wore pink. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, I heard that. Anyways, I just feel like it's not about accepting people that are indifferent. It's about loving them and treating them with the same respect we would want. If you were gay or lesbian, would you want someone to accept you? And I just feel like people just shame those people and don't want to be a part of their lives and realize they're really cool people and they're really, yes, they have different ideas and stuff, but that doesn't make them indifferent. They're really cool people, and I've met a lot of people in that community, and it's just, people need to open their eyes. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that topic. Bye-bye.